I am not going to do the intro today. I feel like I've been doing the intro for like this entire arc, all of season 2. I'm taking a break from that.
Stream. I was stressed. What do you?
I also did the intro on the stream.
Oh,
the
did
live
you?
stream.
I guess we both did.
Yeah,
You probably
I
just
think
did it
it
better
was-
because you're just Phil. Let me do.
Bruh.
Do you want to do it, Brian?
What kind
or-
of coffee do you have, Brian? That's an important
Homemade.
question.
Homemade.
Okay.
I bought the Starbucks cup, but it's
Yeah.
nice. It's like this plastic material. So
Yeah.
I get this coffee. It's this Asian coffee, and I call it helicopter coffee.
Okay.
But it's literally just the packaging on it. The guy or the company's like, find me the best clip art that you can put on this packaging. So he there's like a helicopter, bro. It's so sick. And then there's like 2 executives in their suits. Best
Yo,
coffee I've ever had.
That's
Nice.
amazing. Sounds really good.
Yeah, I always make a nice coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks great. Love iced coffee.
That is amazing. Oh
I
my
like
gosh.
I'll post a comment with the link in this
Okay.
video, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
That's
Hashtag
fine.
sponsored.
That's a sponsor. Imagine
Sponsored,
getting-
not sponsored.
That'd be a dream come
Sponsored.
true.
That'd be
Mhm.
amazing. That'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
Do you want to start, Brian, or
Oh, you want me to start? Yeah.
go for it? Knock yourself
Go
out.
for
I
it.
think
Hey,
it's
What's up,
24.
everybody? This is the Free2Podcast. I'm Jitsu.
Hey, Jitsu. I'm Faye.
Followed
How
by
are you?
my co-host Faye and Skr. And today we have a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is JalBagel.
Hi, JalBagel.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Hi.
You have a
You can call me
preference?
Jal,
Can I call you
Bagel.
Bagel?
You can call me Jal, you can call me Bagel, you can call me Jeremy, you can call me that guy. I'll respond to just about anything.
That guy. Where does Jal come from? Like the word.
Yeah, that was
the,
gonna be my question. Like, what is your name? What does it
So-
mean? What does it
So
come
my
from?
first name is Jeremy,
Yes.
Okay.
and my last name has letters in it, including
Okay.
A
No
and
way.
L.
Okay.
Yep. So it's an amalgamation of my first initial and my last name that I stole from my brother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
his name also starts with a J, and oddly enough, my brother and I, we have the same last name. So
Oh, wow. That's really
weird how that
unique.
works.
Yeah.
and then Bagel, because I was eating a bagel one day and I needed a username when I first started playing Smite. So I was
Okay.
like, Jal and Bagel, perfect, done.
There
And
you
that
go.
just stuck, and that has
Honestly-
stuck for since 2014 now. So
I kind of figured it was something like that. Like,
Yep.
you were eating a bagel one day, and then like, it was just some other like
Yeah.
nickname that you had or something. So
Maybe
Yeah,
the
that's
cream
pretty much
cheese
it.
You had mixed in it, just that bagel just hit different.
And it works well with the whole
That-
bagel shop thing you got going on.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I when I first, because like I had the username since 2014-ish, 2014-ish, right? When
Yeah,
I
yeah.
first started playing Smite, and then when like around that same time, I made my Twitch account to start like watching Smite streamers and like watching GDQ and stuff like that, and then like that username just kind of like followed me. So when I started streaming, I was like, well, I'll just use the same account, and like, what are we gonna do with that? And bagel shop. All right, yeah, I like this. That was like one of the first things that came up. They're like, why don't the bagel shop, or like Jal's Bread Barn, or like
that's cute. So is that
Loaf
why
Factory.
you have? Is that a green screen that you have as your background? Is that what you always use
What?
when you stream?
What do
No,
you
it's
mean
real.
a green screen? No, that's
Is that like a real?
I'm in the shop. I'm in
Yeah?
the shop right now. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, no, I mean the whole bagel shop, the whole thing, the whole I bought the
how much is a
store.
green tea?
Huh?
I like.
How much is a green tea?
Oh, $3.25. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm not
god,
going.
that's really expensive. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No, it's
You
because we
don't
get
have
like
a
4
customer here.
customers. We get 4 customers like maybe a month, so we got to charge a lot for it.
Okay.
The stream keeps the shop up though. I bought a Starbucks, right, and then I rebranded it all, and then
Well, that was your
Hot.
first mistake.
That was
Should've
your
kept
correct. I
Starbucks.
spent way too much. I spent way too much on that Starbucks.
Hot milk is an option that you can order. Just
Hot
hot milk.
milk?
Yep, hot milk. Yep. You can get the hot milk. You can get the hot chocolate. You can get the jasmine, whoever
Okay.
she is, the green tea.
Okay.
All of that. Yeah,
Cool.
Wow.
definitely
I bet
not a
there's
green
people that-
screen though. This. Well, This just floats here and the universe ends over here,
Okay.
so don't worry about it.
Got it.
But tell us a little about what you do and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like everyone else, I'm also a streamer. I speed run mostly. I do Monster Hunter games, you know, world predominantly, and I've jumped around to Stories 1. I got a very expensive capture card at 3DS before I realized that I could stream off of my phone for practically free. So I did that, and I did that for a little while. I thought about going back to other Monster Hunter games like to 4U or 3U to try speedrunning those, but mainly Monster Hunter World and like a couple other, you know, random games here and there. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 1. I do speedruns of because it's just fun. It's like 30 minutes and has a really cool skip in it. And then A Hat in Time because it's a heckin' cute 3D platformer with really cool movement tech. So that's pretty much what I do, you know, and then play Pokemon way too much.
Yes.
Wait, did you say you could stream off your phone? Like,
Yeah.
do you mean just stories or like other games?
Oh, I mean, you can anything. Yeah, like you can just get an HDMI. They make so like if you have an Android, it's a lot easier. Like I have a Note 20, and but like for most phones, if you just get like whatever plugs into it to HDMI and then just plug that into a capture card, you're good. And it's just
So-
right there, and so like most phones, like
Wow.
you can just connect a Bluetooth controller to it, and there you go.
Oh yeah, you
Yep.
can. I figured that out too a while ago. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd be
Not
terrified
a
to
while
stream
ago,
it from
actually,
my
like a
phone.
month ago.
For Genshin, right? They're like,
I
Yeah, for
just learned.
Genshin. I just learned. But the other, like the hard part is like, okay, I can connect my controller to my phone and play Genshin, but like, what's gonna hold my phone? You know?
Yeah.
So
Are these
one step forward, 2 steps backward. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
If you're like playing off your phone, like because we were talking about this earlier, right? Like Brian was talking about this earlier, is that you can do like OBS Ninja just to send a capture from your phone to your computer.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use OBS Ninja just to capture your screen too. You don't have to do a camera.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but like I would want to play comfy in bed. You know?
I agree with that. No, like I totally agree. So you can
set up a comfy stream where it's
hell
literally
yeah.
your camera.
Just set up the
laying in
whole
bed.
cameras. Just
That'd
set
be
up
so
different
dope.
arms with like
Yeah,
tripods.
yeah.
Like
I've been
Tripods
setting up
and
the
everything.
Tesla stream. I've been setting it up. I've been working
And have, like,
on
the-
it, so.
oh my god.
Cool.
And
That's
just set up
exciting.
like with your setup in bed, it's like the whole like double chin thing when you're playing the game. So it's gonna be like a perfect
Yeah.
view.
fully
Yeah.
reclined.
Yep.
It's great.
That'd be so amazing. I'm
It's
down
like
for that.
Skoy, like what you and I did when we were doing the shiny hunt stream.
Yeah.
I just fully reclined my chair back and just laid down. I was like trying not to fall asleep. It was like 2 a.m.
So what Jal and I did on stream one time was like a shiny Pokemon shiny race where we would try and see who would get the shiny first, and whoever got the shiny first gets like 5 gifted or something. And that was a very long stream.
Oh, it could have been so much longer though, because like we went for like what 5-6 hours, because you got it in under 400 eggs, and I was
think so.
astonished by that.
Dude,
Because most of the time, like I'm still doing that mudkip hunt, and I'm on like 680.
jeez, oh my god.
Yeah.
So much work.
Doesn't end. It never ends.
You want to do one, Brian? You and me?
No.
No.
Yeah, man, they're fun.
It's like a
Let me
chill.
Let's and
play
go.
who can catch the first Bidoof. I'll play that one.
What is this whole like Pokemon Bidoof month thing? Have you guys
Bidoof
heard
is
about
a
it?
great Pokemon. What do you mean?
I don't
It's
know.
just a meme. That's
So
all it
like
is.
Bidoof, when I played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Bidoof was my HM slave, right? Because like you would have a full party. You don't want to teach them strength. You don't want to teach them cut. So like Bidoof is just there for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bibarel's the best HM friend. He learns everything.
Yeah. That's awesome. But I think that I don't think we understand is that you you speed run the entire game.
Yeah. So, I focus predominantly on RTA, which is like real time attack. It's like if you ever watch, games done quick, right? Like that's usually what they showcase is games that begin like from the beginning of the start of a new game to the very end. And with Monster Hunter, that's not traditionally, what people think about when you think of speedrunning. They think of single quest speedruns, right? But I do the full game stuff, from the beginning to the end. Start a new file, get to Xeno'jiva. I've done a couple of a little more than a handful now of runs to Shara Ishvalda, and then the next thing I'm planning is a brand new file to Fayetalis. But I can't. I'm awful at fighting Fayetalis, so
Are you actually
that one I put on hold for a bit.
Oh man, you're still planning on doing that?
I do have a couple questions about Monster Hunter Free. So, you'd speedrun, but as just a Monster Hunter fan, favorite monster, Elder Dragon, and weapon.
Favorite monster, Zenogre. Favorite Elder Dragon, Teostra. Favorite weapon, Switch Axe.
Oh.
So then, now with the speedrunning, what weapon do you prefer for your speedruns to complete?
Switch Axe.
For
World Switch Axe. Yeah, but I've used every weapon but the bowguns. Because I don't like bowguns. But
Nobody
I've
does,
used,
dude.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking likes bowguns. They always get shit on.
I like them in the end game. Like I played them a couple times in World because like I got a bunch of people that were like, oh, like you should use like spread bowgun, like sticky bowgun, like they're so much fun. I'm like, all right, fine. Like I'll do it. I'll say that I did it, and I played around with it, like spread shotgun, heavy bowgun, just standing in front of a great Jagras and pulling right trigger a bunch was really satisfying. But other than that, I was like, this is boring.
I feel like
I was like obligated to do it because Kolf Tarath, like the first time I got the glutton, and that was like a very prestigious weapon at the time. Like everyone wanted it. So I was like obligated to play it.
Kolf Tarath actually got me into like bowguns and bow. If it weren't for Kolf, I probably never would have even tried range, because I went into Monster Hunter with the mindset like, I want to use a giant melee weapon and beat monsters with it, because that is just so much more appealing than playing range. Like range just looks so dumb. And I had that mindset forever. And then,
keep going, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, and then Kolf Tarath came out, and like the meta was like the light bowgun and then the glutton, but that like got me into doing ranged weapons, and I realized they're actually quite versatile. Like you don't have to just go in there and shred them with spread.
Yeah. What was everyone's first Monster Hunter game? Because I know for like a lot of people, World was their first.
World was mine. I never heard of Monster Hunter until World came out.
World for me as well. I like same. I never heard about the game, like the franchise at all until I saw it on Twitch and it was playing World. I was like, what?
What's this thing?
What is this?
Monster Hunter Tri for me.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. So Jitsu and I started about the same time. I started on 3U. I started with the 3DS. So I had a base 3DS, and then that Circle Pad Pro, which gave you another joystick. That was the only way you could play Monster Hunter on that damn thing.
Oh wow.
It was cool because you could play with the Wii U, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I would literally like come home, transfer my file from the 3DS back to the Wii U, play on the Wii U, and then when I'd go to school, I'd transfer it back onto the 3DS, and I'd go to school and play on the bus and stuff like that. It was awesome.
Bless you. That is so cool. Bless you. It's all
Thank
good.
you.
That is so cool. I didn't realize you could do it. I remember
it was
like,
awesome.
Was it Pokemon Coliseum that did something similar?
Coliseum, you could like move your teams onto Coliseum and do like quick battles and stuff like that with them. But you couldn't like play your game on there. You could use, so like the GameCube had the GBA player attachment you put on the bottom of the GameCube. You could shove a Game Boy game in there and do that. I still have mine. Love that.
Right here. Yeah, I mean that was sick. And then like I was hoping the Wii U would have like an option to play DS games, because it just made sense, right? You would have the bottom screen and then you could output on the TV. That would have been perfect
sense. Yeah.
I don't even think they ever did like DS virtual console on the Wii U, did they?
They did DS to Wii, or you mean?
And I bought like a lot of virtual console games, and I can't play them on my Switch. Nintendo, please.
One day.
Dude, it feels like they're never gonna do that. They're never gonna freaking do it.
Like
so
transfer
frustrating.
a lot of the games to the Switch.
But yeah,
Well,
like a lot of like
Virtual
the
Console
64 and
is
Wii, like the virtual console stuff, right? Because like they've done NES and SNES for Switch Online now, right? Which I'm playing Super Metroid on my Switch now, and that's been a lot of fun, right?
Nice.
Never played a Metroid game before, and one of my friends is a huge Metroid fan. He's losing his mind over Dread, and
Yeah.
and so I'm like, all right, fine. I'll try out a Metroid game. I've never played one. I had like the Prime demo on the DS like
Right.
forever ago.
Mhm.
You know, so let me try this out. And oh boy, you think Monster Hunter doesn't give you any instructions? This game just gives you
Oh.
0 instructions. I didn't know like so like Samus is like just the bread and butter morph ball. Like everyone knows morph ball. Like you just morph into a ball, right? The game doesn't tell you how to do that, and I spent like 10 minutes standing in front of the first spot that you have to use morph balls. Like, how do you do this? Double click down on the D-pad. I would have never figured that out. I would have never figured that out. I would have never known.
And
I would've
now we
never
have
And
all
it
this
took
stuff
me
online.
10 minutes to figure that out. They don't give you any instruction or anything like that. So the game, I mean, like those style, like the Metroidvanias, right? They just have fun.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's just kind of a throwback to how, us old folks used to play our games. Can I just go on the internet and look up a guide? Yeah, it was
That's
word of
crazy.
mouth. Word of
I
mouth.
love guidebooks so much. I love guidebooks so much that like when I was gonna play Borderlands like recently, I actually bought a guidebook, but I never used it.
Yeah.
I never opened it because like everything you just like type it.
They're
and
just
there it
really
is.
fun collectibles. Like, and I have really good memories. Like me and my brother, whenever like a new game came out for like the N64 or the Sega, and we really liked it, we would just go to the game store or like Toys R Us or something, and just have a blast looking at all the game guides because they always had like really dope artwork, and you'd get like a free poster when you bought one. Like, I loved like going and looking at all the fucking Prima guides.
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
about
yeah.
to say I have like 4 of those still. Like I have one from Emerald when I first bought Pokemon Emerald. I also bought the Prima guide for it. It's the same
So
one that I
Oh,
had then.
cool.
Love that.
But I went through with it. I remember at one point because I was like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is like everything in Prima guides are always wrong. Like it's so funny.
Are
So when
they
they
really?
make them, well, especially like for the Pokemon games, because when they make them, they use like especially for Pokemon Emerald, they used Ruby and Sapphire to make it.
Yeah.
So they used a lot of information from those, and then
Oh,
just like
no.
whatever Nintendo told them, like, well, like this is how they're doing it now. I'm like, well, these are the Pokemon that appear on this route, right? I was going through and circling all the errors in red Sharpie.
Oh,
Oh my
my
lord.
god.
So I knew because Emerald's like my favorite Pokemon game, right? And it's like I gotta go back and I gotta play it again, but I want to know the right things. I did circle it and like put a correction next to it, like this Pokemon isn't here.
See, the Prima guides for the Zelda games that I had, they always had like a very subtle sense of humor. Like the writers, they would
Mhm.
always throw in these like little like jokes
Zelda
that
puns or
you
anything.
wouldn't catch unless you were really reading through a lot of it. I remember when it was telling you to play Suria's song in front of Darunia, I think the Goron, to get into the fire temple. They had like this funny comment. It was like, if you play this song for him, he'll do a very sexy dance for you. And I was like 9. I'm like, what does that mean? You know?
Oh
So
my
A
god.
new word.
Yeah, they had like very, very subtle little bits of humor like every once in a while and throughout the guide. I appreciate that.
What's the targeted audience for Zelda? Is it like
I think ages
teens?
10 and up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on the box. Something like that.
Something like that.
What we think
Yeah.
about most Nintendo games, they're like 90s cartoons where like the target audience is kids, but it's also built for like an older audience, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life, like man,
Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, that
man.
adult humor.
Holy
Rugrats.
crap.
Subtle adult humor, man.
All of it.
Yeah.
Just gonna go.
I was just gonna say, like, so for the old heads that are listening and watching the podcast, like, when you guys got your games back in the day, did you guys ever write anything in the notes section? I used to put
I
all the cheat
did.
codes and
No.
stuff in the notes section.
No. The
I did
cheat
that. I did
codes!
exactly that for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on PS1.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to write the cheats on the back of the those the in case guides. When they stopped putting like guidebooks inside games, part of me died. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, they
Now
put, like,
where will I put
little
all of my
nice tips and
notes?
stuff.
Where will I put all of my notes?
And then I realized like I'm holding a smartphone. It's like, oh wait, they go here now.
Everything is just
so
right
funny.
there.
Because it's like, honestly, it was just an investment just to like learn something, because you have dial up, bro. So then you like load something up for 15 minutes, then you go to
Mhm.
Game Planet and you gotta, that's like another 5 minutes.
Yep. It's so
It's just
funny.
a lot
You gotta
of
have
work.
that stuff written down. Like you either had it written down or you weren't getting it. Because like I know in my house when I was a kid, we had a half an hour of computer time a day.
Mhm.
Got a half hour. Like I get home from school, I got a half hour on the computer. I played like the Microsoft 95 pinball game. That was my jam, man.
Oh,
Spaceball.
You can't go wrong.
Oh, dude, I loved that thing. So because like we had a computer, and I knew from a very early age, right? Because I'm holding my Game Boy. I'm like, this is gonna be the next thing. Like this machine here, Game Boy is over, man. The computer's the next best thing.
That's funny.
Lo and behold. No, but I was like so ready to like, because I mean, what's funny is like I didn't start computer gaming until like what 5 years ago maybe, and but yeah, I've always just had like Nintendo stuff. And I was like, I just knew it right then. 30 minutes I had to play that pinball game.
Good times.
Didn't have time to look up cheats on dial-up. I get that.
Yeah, I love solitaire. I can play solitaire and
man.
Minesweeper all day. My favorite
Really?
part about solitaire though is like you can go to settings and you can change the card backs. Dude, I love the goldfish one. It's pretty sick.
That's that deep, like you know those people that had Windows 94, man, because you could talk about solitaire, you can talk about Minesweeper, you can talk about like, because I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to use the like the wave background for the solitaire cards. It's like a
Yeah, and
blue
when you
background. I
win,
really
bro,
like that one.
cards like flip out. If you didn't have a good enough computer,
It was over.
individual card frame by frame
Bruh, that's great.
on your
The moment
gateway
those
computer.
Yeah,
The Cal
the moment
computer,
those things
bro.
started moving, it was all over.
Did you guys ever have those DOS games? They were on CDs and you'd put them in and like, did you ever have any of those? Like, I'm trying to think of the names of them. Wait, we had this Peter Pan one that was really sick. And then some Gus Goes to Cybertown. You guys ever have any of those games?
I had Pajama Sam.
There
Like
it
my
is.
I don't know
mom,
if I know that one.
with, like computer games, she's like only educational.
Yep.
Yeah, they were
I played, like-
educational. The ones I had were educational as well.
Yeah,
I had
so
like
my mom would like
6 Pajama Sam games.
Did you really?
Those were awesome, dude. They were point and click adventures, man. There's like
Yeah.
little like puzzle games.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
point and click adventures, and like so the one that I remember because I used to play it all the time was "You Are What You Eat from Your Head to Your Feet." That was the name of the game.
Oh my god!
I remember playing that like literally nonstop. I'm pretty sure it's the first game I learned how to speedrun without even knowing it because I used to play it just so much. I knew exactly where to go and like what to do next. I was figuring out like the
so
fastest
funny.
way to do it.
That's funny. I mean, you can't go wrong with the classic like Oregon Trail, dude. I had a problem. I didn't know. So like when you stock up on supplies, like you're supposed to buy wheels and stuff. And I bought like just 1,000 bullets, you know, and then I just went hunting.
Right.
We were eating good.
You weren't going anywhere though.
Can it walk across the river? It's all right. We got 1,000 bullets.
Yeah, we're good here.
So what game initially got you into speedrunning, JalBagel? When did you start?
World.
Pajama Sam or
Yeah.
Oh,
so Monster Hunter World then? Nice.
Yeah, World was the first game that I actually like delved into speedrunning. I actually wanted to start with Pokemon, but I got really like intimidated by it because Pokemon games are incredibly optimized and they're so just perfect and RNG and just, it's terrifying.
Right.
So I didn't do that, right? Because like I was first encountered speedrunning in 2015. It's like, oh, this is so cool. Like GDQ is such a cool event. Like, look at all these cool speedrun. Oh, I love Pokemon. So like I started like following people like Kizaron and Andy and like Jay Hobbs and like all these big names, right? I started following them. Like, what games do you speedrun? Like, let me see that stuff. And I realized very quickly on that like those speedruns didn't interest me. Like the stuff that's like precise menuing. Like I didn't love it.
Right.
So it wasn't until World came out on PC that I realized that I wanted to speedrun World, right? I was playing it literally nonstop. It was before Iceborne came out, and I was like every single day, like in my house playing the game. I'd get home from work and play Monster Hunter. I'd come back from like a family thing, play Monster Hunter. Like all my free time was just going into that, and it was like,
Cool.
maybe I could do something better with this instead of just doing the same investigations and Elder Dragons over and over again. So I
Right.
started speedrunning it.
Right. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yep.
And then you got
No, it was a
partnered through the
good-
game too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I got lucky.
What's it like? I've never actually watched one of your speed runs, like your full game from start to finish. Like, what? Like, talk me through that. What are the steps that you take? Like, are there any like glitches that you do to like skip stuff? Like, how do you skip cutscenes? You have to
we have a
watch
mod
them?
for that. We
Okay,
have a
so
mod for that now. So as of literally last week, we have a cutscene skip mod. Before then, we had to watch the hour and 3 minutes of cutscenes that were in the game.
Right.
And
Oh,
that
I
was
So
just
do you
read
like know them
Fortress
by heart?
Diva. That's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
30-minute scene.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
you have to watch all of them, and we had we timed out like all of them, like how long they were, and yeah, an hour and 3 minutes of cutscenes that are within like start and end time, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And
Did you memorize all the dialogue at that point?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You
Well,
gotta
because
know that by heart.
what's really funny is that like when the game, because I used to run it in English, lo and behold, it's actually faster. Some of the scenes are faster in the Monster Hunter language. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we now run the game exclusively in the Monster Hunter language. So the only thing that I quote now is Kestadon Hashirashi. It's what the field team leader says after you kill all the Kestadon in the very beginning of the game, and he goes Kestadon Hashirashi, and I'm like, yep, all right, cool. That's the only line I need to know. But before there's like so many points in the game where you're like either just walking around doing nothing or like just doing menuing, and there's like voice lines going off. So like I just start spewing off the voice lines. I don't know if you guys remember it. The Baroth quest is called the best kind of quest, and for so many reasons, it's literally the worst kind of quest. Because one, it's a escort mission. So you're literally
That one. That's so bad.
yeah, the Wildspire. Yep. So it's literally an escort mission. So you have to spend the entire time walking like with the handler, literally, the bane of every player's existence. You got to walk with her.
Guy like that's just walking you through anything in the cart.
Researchers. Yeah. So you just have to deal with them constantly this entire time. So for the speed run, you use that section to like gather a bunch of materials, right? Like you're gathering a bunch of stuff to make trank pods and like mite seeds and traps and stuff like that. So we actually like use that time for something useful, but it's so mindless to me at this point. When I was still playing the game in English, I just recite the entire quest. And I get some people in chat. I get some people in chat like, Jal, stop. We already have one handler. We don't need two.
Dude, that's so funny.
Oh my god, I absolutely love that. That is so good.
But now
That's so
I run the
sweet.
game. I run the game in Monhun language now, so I don't know what they're saying at all, except for Kestadon Hashirashi.
Oh my god, the best kind of quest. Hella fucking troll, the name of that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the other thing that's
Oh
great about
my
that too, we have cutscene skip mod now, right? Not for the best kind of quest. The first cutscene, the first cutscene. So the way they coded it is actually really cool. It's beyond me how they did this, but they used the oh crap, what's it called? So in the game, you get to go and watch the other cutscenes in like the part of your house. What's that called? The gallery. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So they use the coding of the gallery to pretty much like enable us to skip the cutscenes, right? So because in the gallery you can just skip it. So they more or less like replace that identifier for that cutscene with the identifier for the gallery cutscene. So you can just skip it. It's gone.
Sure.
And then that still contains the same logic to progress the assigned quest, because as those cutscenes end in assigned quest, they place monsters in specific areas. It's stupid. Capcom did a great job coding this game.
Yeah.
Said no one ever. So the stupid thing with the best kind of quest is that the first cutscene that plays when you land in there, if you skip it, it soft locks the progression of the cart when it gets to the Rathian. Just stops moving. Another runner,
maddening.
Sybil, figured out that if you kill the Rathian, the quest progresses normally.
Okay.
You got to kill the
Fair enough.
Rathian.
Kill the Rathian, yeah.
So instead, we coded the cutscene skip mod to not let you skip that cutscene.
Okay.
So you have to watch that one every time, and it's like 33 seconds, and it's
That
annoying.
makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is only
Literally the
32
worst kind of
seconds.
quest.
Yeah, that's terrible. I can't believe they even named it that. That just blows my
They
mind.
knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
an escort mission. Nobody likes those.
Nobody
No.
likes
you-
those, dude.
You know what you're doing when you do that.
It's like with the Dodogama thing when Iceburn came out, and they call it like the cutest monster, or they mentioned
Oh, yeah.
something where like everyone's like freaking
Yeah.
out over Dodogama, and it's like they knew. It was great.
Yeah. No, like that's one of the things that I always liked about the Monster Hunter games, right? It's like if you just pay attention even mildly to like the quest info or like what the NPCs are saying
Yeah.
around you, you find like these like little like nods to either the community or the game itself.
Fourth wall
Right.
breaking stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
quest names in Rise are pretty good too. I can't think of any off the top
Yeah.
of my head, but I just know they're pretty creative.
A lot of
They
the
all
Rise
are in
ones
every
are,
game.
yeah, a lot of the Rise ones are callbacks to like older games too, which I really liked.
Cool. Cool.
Nice. Do you have a favorite Monster Hunter game?
For you, easily. For you was the
I'm in
For you
love
was
with
like
that game
the
right now.
one. For you was the one that like made me fall in love with the game, right? Because I was introduced at 3U, but I didn't really like have anyone to play with. I didn't really understand the game. Like it was my learning curve, right?
Okay.
But when For You came out, I was at the same spot as like all my friends, which was 2 people at the time that were like actually playing the game. And so I was able to like take the game at my own pace, learn it and all of that, because like 3U, I was carried all the way to G rank, and then I never did any G rank, right? Like at G rank with Giganox armor. It's like,
Shit.
now what do I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
But 4U came out, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll try another Monster Hunter game, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I did everything in that game. I'm pretty sure my 3DS still has the save file on it, and watching Skoy playing that instigated me to buy it. What was that, yesterday?
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I just bought it on. I just bought it off of eBay, so it'll be here like next week.
Nice.
Oh,
So
that's really
I'll try
cool.
to play it again.
I
Love
just
that.
bought mine because I have a second copy. I bought a.
Yep, you got a second copy.
Yeah. But that's coming out the same day that Stories 2 is coming out. So,
Well, you
But-
can,
Did
you
you
can put up
did you guys play the demo to that?
Stories 2? Oh, yeah.
I haven't
Yes.
touched it.
it's fun.
You're missing out.
I'm just trying to go into the game completely blind.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I played a little bit of the demo. I played it for like a couple hours. I'm like, okay, like I don't need to play anymore. I'm already
Mhm.
sold. Like I don't,
Same.
I think I'll
The
probably
nice
just start a
thing-
new character anyway.
Yeah, the nice thing about the demo is that it's the beginning of the game, right? Like you're playing through like the first more or less chapter.
A little
Of the
tutorial
game.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
it's just the beginning of the game, because they
Sure.
even said, Capcom said in a tweet that like wherever you get to in the demo, you just get to pick up from that when you have the full game.
Mhm.
So
Dude,
you know,
like-
everything that you do in the demo it is progression for
Yeah.
you in the
Yeah.
game.
Like that game I played like again, basically 5 seconds. It's phenomenal. It
Mhm.
is
It's
so
amazing.
good. I can't wait. It's really, really something.
It's
Can't wait.
gonna be really fun. And the
Really
roadmap.
stoked.
Have you seen the roadmap?
No, I haven't seen the like the developer diary that they did. I
Okay.
only saw on Twitter people posting the roadmap, but I never actually clicked on it and looked. I'm already like, okay, let's
Do you
want
want to see it?
one day at a time,
If
dude.
you
I'm getting
don't mind
overwhelmed.
spoiler, yeah, if you don't mind
No, go
spoiler, go
ahead.
and look at it.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks it looks so good.
I can find
Everything
it right now.
that
if you
they're-
want.
You
that
look
they're
at
planning.
the Rise roadmap, and then you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Stories
Yeah.
2, they kind of gave up on this game, or what?
I feel
No
so
comment.
bad.
No
No
comment.
comment.
Yeah.
I saw everyone tweeting about that. There's like so many good memes where there was like a parent with a child in the pool.
Yeah, the swimming
and then,
pool.
like they're picking up the
Oh,
baby
I
with
haven't
Stories
seen them.
2, and then there's another baby like kind of like struggling with that's
The
like
kid's just drowning.
Yo, that's amazing. I
Yep.
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Nah, no hate. No hate.
no, but it was
Hey,
just
if
it's
you
just
like,
funny.
you're allowed to like Rise. No one's saying
I love
you're not allowed
Rise.
to like
Right.
Rise. Yeah.
Right.
And
That's a
all the
roadmap.
people on Twitter that want to jump to the defense of the game, like you're more than welcome to. but we also don't
Holy
have to like
shit.
it.
Exactly.
I've started using Twitter less and less, and I'm already so much happier with that decision. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm just
you just
over it.
gotta cater your experience, right? Like the
Yeah.
same thing with Reddit, like because you can get into like sections of Reddit or like sections of Twitter or literally wherever and find toxicity and find just
Yeah.
things that aren't, like the things that just that you don't want in your experience. You got to cater that experience to yourself.
Well,
So I do that a
like,
lot.
I like went into Twitter like trying to get involved with Monster Hunter community and people, and that's what I did. And like lately, I just regret everything, like with that, because everyone's just like, Rise is so good, Rise is so bad, Stories is so good, Stories is stupid. Like, but like amongst like many other things and drama, like Hinoa and Minato, like fan art, and I'm just like, I think I've just like had enough. Just
because correct me if I'm wrong, Faye, but like you've always just been like a Zelda and a Zelda fan, right? Because I don't think I've ever heard
more or less.
More or less, right? Yeah, like because like I would say like throughout my entire growing up, like I was always a Pokemon fan, and like what I've always noticed about like Legend of Zelda community is that people don't get too defensive about it. There's a good like majority understanding that Zelda is a good game.
Yeah,
And that community, they're fair about their games, right? Like they call out like the bad stuff, like Skyward Sword, but they focus on the good stuff
most of the time. The extent of Zelda drama is like, is Wind Waker the best? Twilight Princess sucks, and like that's it.
Like what your favorite game is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon game that comes out.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Wind Waker. Yeah, I keep every time someone says Wind Waker, I get it confused with Skyward Sword. I don't play Zelda games. The first one I played was Breath of the Wild, so my brain's just broken when it comes to Zelda games.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I'll be getting a Wii U at some
you haven't
point.
had the real Zelda experience.
No,
Correct.
if Breath of the Wild was your first Zelda game, that doesn't count.
But my point being is that like the Pokemon community has always, for just the beginning of time, been unhappy with every single game that comes out. Like
Really?
ever since Gen 3 came out, no matter what, if it's not Gen 1 or Gen 2, no one likes it. And like
Really?
the general consensus is, I mean, because like it's that vocal minority, right? Because like obviously like Pokemon's incredibly successful.
Yeah.
Pokemon is such a good franchise. It's so marketable. It's so relatable, just as like a game. Like, I mean, I just love cute shit, right? Like, that's why I play Pokemon games. Exactly. Yeah. That's why I play Pokemon games, because I want just like a nice, relaxing, light RPG to play.
Yep.
I don't want, this grand tale of the heroes traveling across the world to stop, the space capitalists or whatever. Yeah, like I don't know, man. It's like
that's fair. That's
of every kill other cute animals. I get it.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I want.
You just want to light one up on fire, dude. The Caterpie. Burn it. Let's burn that Caterpie. Easy.
I want to take my caterpillar and I want to just throw it at your bird, man, just nonstop. I love that shit.
Yeah. What are the stupidest drama? Oh, sorry.
No, but so like that vocal minority of Pokemon has prepared me for the vocal minority that we're getting here with Rise.
Yeah.
And it has equipped me with one very simple rule. Just don't interact with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw this morning, I woke up this morning to like the same quote retweet from 5 different people on Twitter, from 5 different Monster Hunter content creators on Twitter. 5 of them, all the same like tweet that they all quote retweeted, like, like don't have this mentality and like all that stuff. I was like, you're giving this person the platform to complain.
Yeah. I'm with you.
If you don't want them, if you don't agree with them, don't give them
Just
your
ignore
platform
it.
to complain about it. Because when you quote retweet something, when you share that, you're now exposing your entire platform to their shitty idea.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
There you go.
I mean, that's just it. Because like, if you're gonna complain about like one person, because that's the thing, it's one person's opinion. It's one. That's it. Just don't. So
Yeah.
Instead, I always try to cater my experience towards like, you know, people being positive about something or sharing an experience, or just like the constant complaining is just one thing that always nags at me. And when Sword and Shield came out, it was the absolute worst. Right, when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, it was the absolute worst. And that's when I figured out, like, oh, I just need to like not pay attention. Easier said than done. I just need to not pay attention to this and worry about my own experience, right?
Like Pokemon Shield was my very first like Pokemon game that I played authentically start to finish, besides like Pokemon Stadium on the N64. I was never really into Pokemon other than the anime. I liked the anime and the cards, but I never played the Game Boy games or anything. Anyways, played Pokemon Shield. I got all my evolutions. I had so much fun. They were so cute, and I loved playing with them in the little Pokeball and like interact. I was like, this game is great. I love it. And then like I more and more saw like, you know, the community's feedback on the games, and I'm just like, why'd everyone hate it so much? I loved it. I had so much fun with my little evolutions. Like I don't understand the hate.
That's what I always say about Pokemon. And then like all
the DLCs came out and like all the prices and everything, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's why. I don't know.
Because that's what I always say about Pokemon, especially Sword and Shield, is that it's still unapologetically a Pokemon game. So if you like Pokemon, you will like Sword and Shield. I love Pokemon, so I will like Sword and Shield. I like Pokemon games. And I don't care if it's, you know, it's literally just combat simulator. That's all it is. And I don't mind that, right? But a lot of people in the community and the franchise, they want a new experience, and I totally get that.
Okay.
You know, like they want the at like a third of like what Final Fantasy does with story, right? Like just give us like a third of that. Like give us like some substance to our game. Make more RPG elements, make more puzzle mechanics, right? Yeah. Because we had those, like Pseudo had those in Gen 1 and Gen 2 with HMs, right? Like your actual physical barrier to progress was a rock that was in your way, and you needed a tool to move it. And it's at its simplest basis, that is an RPG element, right? Like, oh, my progression has stopped. I need to go back to where I was and find the thing that helps me move forward. Legend of Zelda Hook Shot, or like
hell yeah.
Like I don't know. That's hover boot. Like that's just like the first thing that comes to mind. But in that vein, right? Like you have a puzzle that's in front of you that's stopping your progression, so you need to find the tool or discover the sequence that gives you that access.
Simple yet effective. Love it.
Right.
Yes.
Pokemon's just never done that, and especially like in Sun and Moon, this is the laziest they did, and it bothers me to this day. But in Sun and Moon, you're like traveling on these islands and doing this trial, right? They didn't do gyms, they did island trials. And to progress, you had to do the island trials, and they were very blunt about that. Like you need to pass to do the island trial. So blunt that you come up to a fork in the road, right? You come up, there's a fork. This way goes to a tunnel, and this way goes to, you know, the island trial. And the tunnel is literally blocked off by 2 NPCs and an actual like orange barrier that they say, this is the island trial barrier. You have to finish the island trial to progress. It's like the laziest writing. So that's that, and like, so I get the gripes.
There's no logic behind it. It's just like you go up to it and then you finish the trial, then magically the barrier is gone.
Oh yeah. They just vanish. It's like it would have been even better. Like, please don't finish the island trial. If you do it, I'll disappear into the ether forever. So that make that decision, right? You know, add some drama to the game.
Yeah. So people are just kind of looking for something innovative, I guess.
Yeah.
Something new with Pokemon.
I just feel like they're trying to cater to everybody, which you know, like growing up, I had a hard time with Pokemon. Like, I'm gonna tell you, the first cave you go in where you're supposed to teach like a Pokemon Flash.
Oh, I had no idea where to get Flash.
I memorized the whole thing in the darkness. You know how many Zubats I went through? All the Confuse Ray just pissing me off, dude. I cannot do it. All the stupid Geodudes.
But like that's
Charmander,
like
or it was a chameleon, and it was too strong to listen to me at one point. Yeah, I killed too many Zubats.
I love listening to these stories. That's great.
What are the
that's like the same thing with Final Fantasy though, right? It's just like if you encounter something and you're like, this is really difficult, there's an easier way to do it. You just haven't discovered what it is yet. It's like if you reach like this roadblock, it sometimes makes sense to go back and find the tool that like trivializes it, right?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
Yeah, that's like an RPG tool.
I just did Oh, let's get into it. Let's get into Final Fantasy, man, because I've been
Let's do
getting
it.
into it. Like
Go
I just
for
did a
it.
playthrough of
You
Final
can go
Fantasy 10.
hardcore on 10.
Oh shit! Oh my god, that game was a roller coaster. That's my first turn-based game. Like I don't even count Pokemon. I just don't.
Yeah, it's not a
'Cause,
turn-based game.
I mean, it was fun. It was cute. Like it was
Yeah.
turn-based. But this was like my first turn-based game. Okay, dude, game was sick. It was really good. I can see why like people love it so much and why people were recommending it so much. But oh my god, everything you just said, JalBagel, like I've experienced that because like I would get to a fight. There were like first of all, there were like 50 times I thought the game was gonna end. I thought I was at the final boss. Okay.
It's a long
like
ass game,
I'm like,
dude.
okay, like I hit that roadblock. I got to a boss. I didn't know how to beat it. I had to go back, figure it out. Had to get like anti-petrify, whatever, on my homies. Went back, killed it. I'm like, yes, dude, I beat the game. Like, let's go. Let's see the cutscene. And everyone's like, dude, you're like a quarter of the way done. Like, what are you stoked about? Like, I'm like sweating. I'm like, yo, that was so difficult. Sick final boss. Like, next Final Fantasy game. Let's go. And I was like only a quarter of the way done. That was like the first Seymour fight, if you know what I'm talking about.
No.
I'm like,
Bro, I'm
"Shit."
telling you, every boss just looks like a final boss in that game.
Every
They
single one.
do. I was like, when I came in that one point, Faye, where it's like the pillars floating and everything, was that the final boss
the
or
final-
no?
That was like, well, technically, people are gonna crucify me if I say that was the final boss because there's
Oh,
still like
okay.
a little bit after that.
What?
Yeah, there's still a little bit after that, but it's like the Kingdom Hearts. Like, okay, you did the really hard part. Now you do like the little fun, like easy part with like the music, and it's really emotional. And then you fight the final boss, but you basically have weakened it in that fight that you saw. Oh my god, you didn't even hear the actual music that was supposed to be in the game because I turned it off. I was fighting that guy for like 5 hours. I don't know how they expected you to listen to that boss music for 5 hours. I had to turn it off. It was the most. It was like some heavy metal, like redundant. Like
Oh
music.
wait, I
couldn't
heard
stand
it
I
at
had
that
to turn
point.
it
I
off,
was
dude.
just like, I was like Faye jamming to that. I was like, what is this?
Oh my god, it was amazing. Just absolutely
is
amazing. But yeah,
insane.
that
Imagine
was like
speedrunning
the
that
hard
game,
boss.
dude.
I can't.
Is
It's
that
awful.
is Final Fantasy the Dragon Ball of video games where it's like after you beat one like final boss looking thing, there's another one. It's like I am more powerful than previous.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much.
Oh god.
That's like the thing about 10. It's like 10's so long they made a second game for it.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Like
Yeah, I finished 10, okay? I have like 60
Faye hasn't
plus
touched 10
hours,
too yet.
okay? And everyone's like, I'm like, dude, I just want to move on to another game. Like, help me beat this final boss. And we did.
Mhm.
And then everyone's like, okay, are you going to play the sequel? I'm like, no, I'm not going to play the fucking sequel. I need a break. I'm playing another game. Fuck this.
More Sonic Adventure.
more Sonic Adventures, yes.
So, what kind of games have you been looking into, Faye? I know we mentioned Devil May Cry before, but
Go.
Yeah, I thought about that. But honestly, like, more Final Fantasy.
okay.
So which is the next Final Fantasy though?
You
Dude,
know,
I'm like,
Not 10? Not 10 too?
7.
not 10.
I'm gonna
Maybe
hit
10
you
to
with a
eventually.
curveball.
Hit it.
You got to
What
play
is-
Final Fantasy Tactics. You know,
Yes,
a
I'm
different
down.
style Final Fantasy.
Yep.
You know, I
I'm
think the
down,
next game
but-
we should play is Minesweeper.
I think you should play Minesweeper next, Phil. Hurry up, finish for you. Then
After I
you do
finish
Do you
for
even
you.
know how to play
It's like the
Minesweeper,
next
Phil?
game. Huh?
Do you even know how to play Minesweeper?
Oh
Or are you
my
the
God.
type? Are you the type of Minesweeper player where you just press a bunch until you hit a bomb, dude?
This is every podcast. This is every podcast. Every single fucking
Phil, do you know
podcast.
how to open Solitaire on your computer?
How do you do that though? I'm
Do you know how to change your cursor on Windows Millennium Edition, dude?
Phil, have you ever heard of Windows 7?
Windows Vista, bro. Have you heard of that?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy Skoy's the youngest here. It's usually me.
How old do you do?
No, but that's a legitimate question. Have you ever used or heard of Windows Vista?
I heard of Windows XP.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's before
Well,
Vista. Okay.
That's before
that's good,
Vista.
that's
Is
good.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Vista was
yeah.
supposed to be like the
The
next
one.
big thing, and it like was just a nuclear.
Yo, you
bomb.
remember Windows phones, Faye?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
My
remember that
first-
shit?
My first computer was like a hand-me-down from my parents. It was like a Windows XP computer. Like I would just play. Like I had like a floppy disk game from school because like they didn't really make a game, but it was like they had them, and it was like a floppy disk full of games. So I put the floppy disk into the computer, and I would play the games on there. That's great.
I love that you know what a floppy disk is.
Oh my god!
Thank God, dude. Thank God.
Redeemed.
Did you know there's multiple sizes to floppy disks, Phil?
I did not.
Hey,
tell me
back
about
then,
it. Tell me more
dude,
about
I
it.
used to have a box that held floppy disks. It was like
Phil, did you know that we used to have to save our schoolwork on a floppy disk? Like it was very important for us back in the day. Oh, okay. I don't know. I got like 10 years on you, dude. I'm just checking.
I'll be honest.
Like,
I don't think I ever used a
There's
floppy
like
disk.
enough room on there with a couple lines to where you write what your project was, so you didn't forget, dude. Because you would have a handful of floppy disks.
Right.
So it had like what? Not even a gig of
I don't think I
space
ever
on it.
used. Yeah, I don't think I ever used a floppy disk. I
how
had
old are
them.
you?
I just never
How
used
old
them.
are you, dude?
Me? Oh,
What's your age? Can we ask, or do you want us to cut this?
no, you can ask. I don't care. 94, however many that makes me. 27? I'll be 27 this year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
25 and over.
So,
It's all good.
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, dude.
Just gonna go.
You live over a quarter of a century, dude.
This is what I'm saying.
Where'd
Like,
that little
like you guys are.
whippersnapper go? I love
That's what I'm saying is because you guys are talking about floppy disks, like, because like for me, right, like 94 was like right at the turn of that technology, right? It's like I wasn't quite old enough to use that stuff. I've never used a floppy disk in my life.
the
I
turn
had
of the
them.
tide.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
I knew what they were. They exist. I'd never used
Yeah.
them.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Just
I
continues to
like
try to
grew
prove
up,
that he's.
and my school was like way behind. Like public school in my area was like,
Yeah.
bro. So like we didn't
Yeah, like,
have
what
when I was in
computers, like-
school, they built a computer lab.
Mm.
But before, like we had a typing class, and I learned how to type on a typewriter, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I never
it
had
was
the
something
experience to
else.
type on a typewriter. I never had that experience.
Same.
Dude, when I started college, like the whole college, every computer had Windows Vista on it, and like, nothing worked.
Dumpster fire.
Nothing worked. Oh my god! And my major was like office technology because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll work in an office. I'll fuck around in an office for the next 50 years of my life. Teach me everything I need to know. Had to take
I'll print some
Microsoft
stuff.
Access, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, everything, typing, history of offices. I don't fucking know. And every class was on a computer with Windows Vista, and every class there was some kind of like technical problem. It was a fucking nightmare.
They're teaching you how to be in an office, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna work in an
You gotta
office, you
use
need
every.
to.
Oh
you
my
need to-
god,
you
I
need to
did. I
experience
did
those
work in
technical
an
issues.
office after that.
You worked the hell out of that office.
Damn straight.
Damn right, I did.
Gosh.
That's like me. It's like in high school, I was a part of like the business academy, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna be a businessman. I didn't know what that meant. And then I went. Yeah, I'm gonna be business. That's just what I was saying. Like, I'm gonna be business. Yep.
I'm gonna be business.
And I remember I had a summer internship, a part of like the business program, and they're like, okay, you're gonna work in the sales tax division. I'm like, cool, man. That means
sounds
means
awesome.
words. I was like, is that business? Yeah, it's business. Good.
I'm still
the
business,
entire-
right?
Yeah, and the entire internship was a month. And what they had me doing was scanning these documents into an online database. They just upgraded to this virtual database. So like scan all these paper documents, put them in the virtual database, put this information to them. That's what you're gonna do for the next. That's what you do for the next month. I was like, okay, cool. I finished that in a day. And then
Yeah, that's
they had nothing.
That's
They had nothing else to do for me.
No one in the office wants to do, so they throw it
Yup.
at the intern.
Yeah, which I do that stuff now. Like I literally, when we get interns, I'm like, oh yes, I don't have to do the tedious stuff anymore. Make all my figures, make all these tables, do all this nonsense that I don't want to do. Like go into this report and type in the field address like 9 times. Like I
Data
don't feel like
entry,
doing it. You
baby.
do it.
Let's go.
And so I did that in like a day, so I didn't have anything for me to do. And I quickly realized in that 1 month I want to do business.
Fuck business. I want nothing
I was over it. I was like, nope, don't want to do business. And then of course, I go to school. I go to school for biology. I graduate, got my nice little degree. I go down to Fort Lauderdale and I start a job as an environmental scientist. And what do I end up doing?
Business.
Accounting.
Oh no!
I was so pissed because it was for a small company and they needed someone else to help with the accounting. And so they're like, you're gonna become a jack of all trades here. Like, we're gonna teach you how to like be an environmental scientist and like go out and like collect samples. Like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna do all of that. And 4 days out of my 5-day work week, I was doing accounting bullshit. And I was
Oh my god, I would have been so pissed. Is that what you do now?
Just
What do you do now?
opportunity waiting to happen, you know.
Yeah.
Always trying to gas you up. Well, you're gonna be, you know, more qualified for everything else.
Oh yeah.
You
No,
are
and
accountants, please.
this company was really it was a small company, right? It was owned by a single guy, and it was really bad, right? Because I got referred to them, and he was the only one that like responded back to me out of like 3 companies, right? And so I was like, all right, cool, like I'll do it. It's first job out of school, gotta take my lumps, gotta get that experience, sure, whatever. And that happened for about 8 months, and I told them like, either you hire like someone else to assist with the accountant full time, like get an assistant accountant or something, or like, you know, I'm out of here. And they did. And I was like, okay, cool. But when I first started, they were promising me all this stuff. Like, we're going to get you all these certs. We'll send you to school to get an MBA if you really want to do that.
Oh
like,
my God,
you know, we're
dude.
going to do all this stuff to you to enable you to like own and run a company. And I'm like, sure, man. Yeah, let's do it. And so like, I had to go through all the work. Like, I found like the local school. I'm like, okay, here's the MBA program. Like, I can do it over the weekend, you know, like, let's do this stuff. And he goes, sure. And that's as far as I got.
No,
I got out of there.
Yeah, hate
I did that
it.
I did that for 2.5 years. That was great because I was commuting. I was taking the commuter train. That was the highlight of my day. Was going to work and leaving work because I got to ride the train.
Right.
That was awful.
Well, you just started your like adult life, you know, so you're learning about like bills.
Oh yeah, I figured it out real quick. Yeah, I gotta take advantage of you.
A lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So
No, but
exciting.
I do the same thing now.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. No, but yeah,
Oh, man.
Brian, to
Being
answer your
fear
question, I
every
do the same thing now. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So-
So,
what?
hey, you mentioned you got some TikTok experiences you wanted to talk about, dude. You
Oh,
wanna
let's
go
hear
into
this.
that?
Yeah. We want to go into this, yes.
I'm so ashamed.
What?
I'm so ashamed.
What happened?
Well, I started using TikTok.
Okay.
And by
Okay.
using, I mean spending stupid amounts of time just scrolling and looking at stupid TikToks. But I don't know. I kind of like feel like I should start utilizing TikTok. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I kind of like just figured maybe I should watch some TikToks and see what the people are doing. And
Get
I
some
don't know.
ideas.
I don't know if it's like maybe I'm just watching the wrong TikToks. That's probably what it is.
You might be.
But like I like hate like 80% of what I'm seeing, but then some of the videos are like really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was this one TikTok I watched of this guy who was like, what people think happens when, or like how the world thinks you should respond when there's an Amber Alert. And like the Amber Alert goes off. He's like playing a video games and he hears the Amber Alert and he's like, oh shit. So he takes off his headset and he like starts running outside. And like all these other people are running outside screaming like, oh my God, we gotta find the baby. And it's just like a really funny skit of like what you should do when there's an Amber Alert that nobody does. That was funny, but that's like the one video that like made me laugh out of the 20 minutes I spent looking at them. But
Only
anyway,
20 minutes? Wow.
Yeah.
You've got some
When you get
self-control.
the Amber Alert,
Yeah.
bro, I just try and mute it as fast as possible. I can't.
like,
It's
shut up,
so
shut up,
loud.
shut
I
up,
went and
shut
read
up.
the comments. I went and read the comments on that video, and people were like, "Yeah, actually, this is how people should react when there's an Amber Alert." I'm like,
You're not gonna do that.
they
No
have
one's
a
gonna do that.
point. If we all did that, we probably would find the kid that's missing.
Oh
I'm a
my
horrible
God.
person.
Touche.
You
Yes.
can turn those alerts like completely off. I probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but you can turn those alerts completely
Oh,
off.
you can. I think
No,
I
yeah,
turned them
I have
off.
that stuff. Every new phone I get, because they always defaults back on. Every new phone that I get, it's the first thing I do is settings
it?
off.
Off.
Never.
They're
Never.
terrifying.
No, I feel less
This-
guilty when I hear the alarm and I just mute it instead of just have it muted completely, you know? There's a little bit of humanity left in me.
I'm not gonna leave my house anyways. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't leave. I mean, I don't leave my coffee shop at all. So
Gotcha.
There you go.
You're expensive.
I'm not unless that person who kidnapped that child comes into the bagel shop. I'm not finding them. Just plain and simple. I'm a realist. I'm sorry.
You're more of a liability.
Oh
You're gonna
my
also be missing. Another Amber Alert will go off. Dude.
I had to uninstall
They won't
TikTok
know.
because it got too.
Nah,
it's-
but like I
yeah.
feel like I should start uploading Twitch clips onto TikTok. I haven't even looked at Twitch
It's a good
TikTok.
tool.
Twitch
I
TikTok,
don't even
definitely
know
recommend.
what's on there.
Depending on what you're
but-
posting, though, there's like a huge like science behind it. I actually have like a whole thing on like when's a good time to upload and stuff if you want that, Faye.
Really?
But
How come? So how come you're not going to use TikTok anymore, Phil? Tell me why.
well, mostly for watching it. You can still post stuff on the like the
Okay.
website, so you can go to the website and like post your TikToks through there. That's what I'm gonna do. But mostly like I'm not on TikTok mostly because like I wake up, I scroll through TikTok for like hours, and I'm like, wow, it's already 1 p.m.
Yeah,
Yup.
So I'm like, I'm
Fair
just gonna
enough,
remove
self-control.
this. And
I respect it.
yeah,
Like when I start seeing the same people doing the same fucking skit, I'm like, bro, I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
take
it's
it
boring.
anymore,
yeah,
and then I
that's-
turn it
that's
off.
annoying.
Yeah.
But it's
Can
like
you
the
learn
same
to
thing.
dance
It's like,
Faye?
oh, when your boyfriend says you can bring your friend to lunch, and then like the girl walks by, and then like 7 other girls walk by, and I'm like, that's not funny, dude. That's not fucking funny. And then I scroll it, and it's the same skit, but like a different group of people. And then another one is like, oh, when your dad said it was okay to have another kid, and then like 7 girls walk by, and it's like, uh-oh, we had 7 girls instead of like a boy. Like, I don't know, it's just like stupid stuff like that just drives me crazy because it's the same skit over and over, and like people are watching the same thing over and over except with different people.
Did you ever get into Vine, like when that was a thing?
Yes,
Hell yeah.
back in the day.
I
Yeah.
love Vine.
Vine was
yeah.
funny. Vine
But
was
like
good.
I think that's like the difference in like audience and like who is
I didn't have a phone.
the
We're
the
just getting
peak-
older.
well yeah, it's like
Still-
who's the
Still
target
looking-
audience now?
Scrolling through it. We used to scroll through Vine,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
now it's
and
still-
I thought everything was funny on Vine. I thought literally everything was funny on Vine. Vine was the funniest thing to exist.
I still
loved it.
watch the Vine compilations on YouTube. There's some really funny
There's
shit
some
on there.
really
Yeah.
fun vines. Like I love
We have to
them.
remember it's people that were probably not Phil's, but in our generation.
Yeah, probably not Phil, dude.
Probably not Phil's. No, but it was people in our generation, so it was relatable to us, and
Yeah.
it made sense. And so now it's the next generation that is has TikTok.
the viral, like the ones that
TikTok's
went
Yeah,
a little
viral.
exactly.
scary though, because there are some very young women on there
Mhm.
Yeah.
like doing dances that like if I were 13, I wouldn't be doing, like I would be like outside, like riding my bike, like in the woods, like exploring, my neighborhood, not like
different.
putting my phone right here and doing some dance in a bathing suit. That's a little.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see that and I'm like, I can't watch this. This is really disturbing. I
It
don't
is very
understand.
disturbing. Like there's
Yeah.
a few like even live streams and everything too, where like a lot of people. You look at the
no.
chat. The chat is disgusting. Like they're
Oh.
just like stand up, turn around. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Not okay.
Yeah,
No.
I was in
Sick.
Faye's chat and I was like, "Did you get the T-shirt yet, bro?" And I couldn't even write T-shirt because, dude, there's so many disgusting people on the internet. I wrote T. How's it? Did you get the T yet, bro? But I get it. There's
Yeah.
there's some disgusting people out there, and they're very
Mhm.
persistent. And
Mhm.
sometimes it brings like an audience, and you don't want that. So
Yeah.
I get that completely.
Yep.
And it's
For
crazy
sure.
too, because like these people like TikTok is very weird where you can literally get like thousands of people into your chat and you're not used to that. So it's just
Yeah.
like It's so many people in one.
I will say though that like I posted some of my body paints on here when I was like doing them consistently,
I saw
and
a
a lot of the
few.
comments are, some of them are like, are you naked? And then some of them are like, can you do this character? Can you do that character?
Yeah.
And that is really cool to see. Like people actually want to see like more of that.
Yeah.
So
it's just like any social media platform where like you're going to have the people that want to either take advantage of it or participate in it, and it's all about you catering your own audience too. Like I say that on Twitch all the time as well. It's like if you have someone come in that they aren't inherently doing something wrong, but they're making you uncomfortable, but like they didn't say anything that's like ban worthy, there's like their implication or the air about them, like just get rid of them.
Yeah,
it's
if
not
they
worth
make
the one
you
viewer.
slightly uncomfortable,
Exactly, just
get them out.
Get them out.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just a mindset too, you know, like we let one bad comment ruin an entire vibe. Like maybe
We talk about
it's
that all
someone
day.
that joins your stream and they say one thing and then like now your day just feels ruined, but literally you have the rest of your community, you know. So sometimes it really just comes down to mindset and perspective.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
well, that's something that's what I always say. That's what I always say about a stream too. It's just like as a streamer, it's like it's literally just like letting people like into your life and into your home. Like you are a personality here. You're not just playing a game. You're playing your life. It's a live stream.
That's a really good point.
So if you aren't comfortable in your own space to be able to speak your mind or clear the air about anything, you need to change your space. Because it'd be like letting someone into your home that insults you and you're like letting them continue doing that. Like that's your home. You should be comfortable here. Like if someone comes in, doesn't take their shoes off, puts their feet up on your couch, like you got to say something about that, right? Yeah. It's your home. They're ruining your home. Your Twitch channel.
I really needed
your Twitch
to hear
chat's
that today.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I really fucking needed to hear that. And
I definitely need to hear that too. I've had
Yeah. You have to
and like to look at.
Yeah, because like you cater your content already, right? You play the games you want to play. You create the content you want to create. Now cater your community too. And like I've always had that mindset because like I had a friend approach me and say like, hey, like I'm getting some like really creepy DMs like from someone in my community and like it's making me uncomfortable. I'm like,
block them, ban them,
done,
get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah,
but they're like they're there all the time and like you know they're really supportive. Doesn't matter. That person could give you $1 million today, but the fact that they make you uncomfortable means that they do not belong there. One person does not make a community. It takes a group of people, you know, to do that. But
yeah, thanks.
That goes for anyone. Like if you are the streamer, if you aren't comfortable, someone else isn't too, and you're responsible for that.
Yeah, it's a matter of self-respect. Like, you know, are you really gonna let one person really bring you down like that? You know, it's just one opinion. But I get it. It's really hard.
It is. It's difficult
especially if it's a sensitive thing you're about. Where like if you're really trying and then you know you're just doing your best, but then you get that one comment. So I get it.
Yeah.
I still, because it's a case by case basis, right? Like someone says something and like it could be just like the day of the week and it hits you that wrong way. But I mean, it's easier said than done because like I'm kind of like I'm really blunt about just everything. Like if it's on my mind, I'm going to say it. If it's bothering me, I'm going to say it, especially if it's in my chat. And if that, you know, either pisses someone off or pushes them away, like, oh, well, you know, it's going to happen. And I don't know if something comes off and like rubs me the wrong way, I just call it out. Like, especially with speedrunning, because like I'm already pissed off at the game. And one of the things that I absolutely hate is when like the game like gives me like some shitty RNG or like I fail a trick or like I cart in a quest, right? And someone says oof or F, it pisses me off every time. I hate it. I hate it. Give me like a man that sucks or like you'll get it next. Be encouraging.
Oh my
oof and
God.
F is this the I don't get it.
Seriously, I love you so much for saying that because I have not ever said that before, but I completely feel the same way. And I don't speed run, and like that's an entirely different type of pressure that you are under when you're live streaming. But there are definitely some moments where, like, if something fucks up on my game and I'm really upset, people are just like, "Oof, F. Like, fuck, don't say that
Get it
shit.
out.
It's so annoying
call it
to
out
me,
every
and it does
time.
nothing for my mental state if you just put an F there. Like, oh my
And
god,
like
obviously I'm physically
KW
upset
or
with this
something.
happened, and I look at chat and there's just a F.
Mm.
Great. Now I
I'd
feel
rather
like
people
complete
spam.
shit.
Yeah, I'd rather people spam like a KEKW or an LOL or something like that because it takes the
Yeah.
air of like seriousness off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when you get like an
definitely.
Uber and F,
Mhm.
like
would rather that.
it just it
Yeah.
hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts. It hurts us, man.
Like,
Go
It
do
hits
that in
you with
somebody
the-
else's chat. Don't do that shit in mine.
yeah.
You should have listened to me, and you should have done it this way too. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Dude, I popped into one of your streams when you were doing Fayetalis. When you were doing Fayetalis, that was the most I've ever seen you like upset. And there's someone came into the chat and was just like, maybe you should do it this way. And you're just like,
Maybe you should take a break. Maybe you should take a break. You look like you're getting really upset. Why don't you take a break? Oh, okay.
Sometimes
Why don't
people-
you go to work? Then you get frustrated at your coworker. Then why don't you take a break? Why don't you take the day off? Why don't you go home? You can't. You can't take the
can't.
break.
I'm 1 hour into my stream. Please.
Yeah, no, like for real though. I get I had someone and this comes up like a lot, but I had someone the other day say like, why do you take it so seriously? Like, why do you get upset about it? It's like, because I do. I'm sorry. Hello? I just do. I'm allowed to get upset. I'm allowed to get, if you don't like it, leave. But I'm allowed to get upset. I'm allowed to get heated. I'm allowed to get in that moment because it makes me
You're
feel
not
better.
a robot, dude.
You can get
Exactly.
upset. If you watch a sports game and the football game doesn't go your way, and don't you get passionate about it? Don't you get upset? Don't
Yeah.
you get happy? Like, dude,
Yeah.
if I'm getting upset at a game, let me get upset at a game because I'm passionate about it. I'm streaming it. And I'm in it. I'm experiencing it. I'm allowed to get fucking pissed at the last
Yeah.
Final Fantasy boss of Final Fantasy X
absolutely.
because it sucks. I'm allowed to get pissed, dude. Let me get mad.
Whenever I visit Sweden, it's some of my family members are like huge into like soccer and everything, so we would have the soccer game playing, and it's always so funny seeing my uncle's reactions when they like whenever a ball was almost get it, they were just like stand up like, oh!
Yeah. And like, and that comes down to it, like, because if you're gonna be excited, like that excited when it's like, ow, I just hit my hand against the desk.
That into it, he's like, yes.
That's
If
how
you're
you
gonna
know
be
you're
that excited when something good happens, you're gonna be just as excited when something bad happens too, right? So like,
Yes.
I got a world record the other day.
Congrats.
That's
Congrats.
awesome. I saw that. I was like, fuck
Pat
yeah.
myself there.
We love
I
it.
gotta pat myself there. It's unofficial. It's unofficial,
love
but
that.
I
It's
got a
unofficial?
world record.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I gotta submit it.
Sick.
But
do it. Submit.
and then someone's gonna beat it
Okay.
in like a week, whatever. It's not a great run.
Dude,
Hey,
it's
you
your
did it again?
time.
Twice.
This is
Hey,
your time.
don't beat yourself up over it.
No,
Like,
this is your
Oh,
time.
bro,
oh God, no! I'm
you
happy
did
about
something
it.
special.
Exactly. No,
All
trust me,
right.
I'm happy. I take every victory.
That's
But that was the thing is
Absolutely.
like everyone, like I got excited, like the chat got excited. If you're gonna get that excited about something, you get to be equally as pissed when something goes wrong.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Preach.
Like I have some choice words when I carded to that Pinkium, when I carded to Xeno at the very end of the run, and I still got it. I had choice words. I'm like, this game
Choice
sucks.
words.
Like, let me throw out an F here and there.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. Exactly,
hear
because you're entitled, right?
Yeah.
And that's my whole thing. Is like if you don't like listening to someone get that upset about a game, then you don't get to hear them when they're that excited.
Yep.
Like it's just
Love that.
That's just what it is.
Love
Real
that.
Plus, it's my stream to yell.
Yep. My God, I hate when you're expected to just act like a certain way
robot.
for people. Like, man, like,
Like, oh no, the game hates
cool.
me. I lost. Oh well, I gotta keep my positivity.
yeah.
Like, no, I've been doing this fight for 5 hours and I just lost. It's the
This
end
is
of the
my
game and I want to play a
30th
different
time,
game.
please.
I love
Hey, does that sound familiar?
Oh, it sounds so familiar, but I'm so happy that we can relate on this topic because I've been
Yeah.
really struggling. As much as I've loved these new games that I'm streaming and the experience, it's just sometimes when I feel like when you're playing a game that's so loved by a group of people and you have one tiny bit of criticism, it's like, oh, well, that's just how the game is, and like you have to just adapt, and welcome to Final Fantasy. And it's like, no, this certain concept sucks about this game, and I'm going
No.
to tell you why. I love it. I can still love a game and like hate certain things about it, whatever. It's a whole nother topic for
That
a whole nother
happens
day.
so
It's like
many
just what we were
times for
talking about
me.
earlier too.
Yeah.
It's the exact
Yeah.
same thing. Just because you have a criticism for a game doesn't mean you inherently don't like it.
Yes.
Like I always say the people that are most critical of something are the ones that enjoy it the most, because
Okay.
they want the better for it. If you can identify a flaw and create a better solution,
Sure.
then like
fair.
that's the good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, like that's what people want to just make it a better product, so they're
Yeah.
going to complain about it, they're going to have a criticism for it. If you just blindly like something, then you
Yeah.
don't see its ability to be better than what it
Yeah.
than it's the sum of its parts right now.
Yep.
When I was
You know,
playing
That's a really good point.
Dark Souls 3 for the first time, I got that a lot, where it's just like, why aren't you doing this way? Why aren't you doing that way? I was still using like the starting axe from the beginning of the game. Like,
Dude, you could beat the whole game with that axe.
I did, and I
Yeah.
There you
beat the
go.
game, and I did it,
Don't
and it
Don't
was
let anybody tell you differently,
no,
dude.
no, absolutely not. But it was just like I'm just saying that I would get like comments every now and then. Oh, you should get this
Yeah.
weapon. You should try this weapon.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
It's
no, I'm
because-
just gonna go with the axe.
There are some games like because like Monster Hunter's in that category, like Sekiro and Dark Souls and Bloodborne are in that category, and like but there's like certain games where like people enjoy watching them because they want to compare their
Yeah.
experience to yours.
Yes.
And then there are people that want to share their expertise with you,
Mhm.
and that might not necessarily be welcome, right?
Yeah.
You know, and people always like mean the best. People always mean the greatest.
Yeah.
But when you're watching someone who in their title says speed run, and you tell them how to play the game that they have 4,000 hours in, keep it to yourself. Trust me, it's gonna be so much better for you,
Fuck up
because
right now.
I guarantee you they know better.
The face you made.
Guarantee you.
I'm literally
Guarantee you.
speed running a game I've been doing the 30. Like, this is my 100th time doing this run. Please just understand.
I have
So great.
cumulatively right now 2,000 hours speedrunning world. I still get people coming in and
Oh,
going,
no.
wouldn't it be better this way? Maybe. How about you go test it? I try to be nice about it, right? Because like we have it nowhere near optimized. It's a five-year-old game that like a handful of people have run. It's not a popular speed run. We're literally changing things every week, right? But it's not routing stuff anymore. It's down to like fights. Like another runner, Greenspeed, and I are like taking every single fight and scripting it out with switch axe and with sword and shield, and we're saving like 5 seconds here and there, but we're doing it across all 32 fights. So we're saving like 4 minutes in total. It's like, holy crap, we could be doing this so much better. Like all of our fights suck. And so like those are the things that are changing. But I get some people like, well, why are you running this way? Or like, well, why'd you do that? Because I forgot. Okay.
God damn.
Honestly, though, I think that's the best part about speedrunning is the game is constantly evolving, and it gets exciting, and it's more fun every single time because you just learn something new.
For sure. Yeah, that's really cool. Really inspiring.
I think I get, like, for a while there, I was getting like someone like every single day. They're like, "Wait, you can do that?" It's like from like the smallest things. Like I didn't know. Like people just didn't know. Like, like you know the vines in the Rotten Vale going back to Valhazak's nest.
Sure.
You can slinger burst those, and they're just destroyed. You can just walk through.
What?
Just breaks them. Yeah, just slinger burst them, and they disappear.
Pog. That's a pog. Love that. He's like, I gotta go try that right now, dude. I don't know where he went. That's amazing, though.
But like I that's what I like too. So like you go and watch a speedrunner, and they figured out a way to make the thing that you're having trouble with trivialized. And like I always tell people that, like, wow, like you just using an OP weapon. It's like, no, I just done this a lot.
That's amazing, dude. I need to try that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know how you not get lost in the Ancient Forest. I played like over 2,000 hours in World, and I still get
do.
lost.
There's I go one way every single time. I know that one way.
Yeah.
If I go any different way, it's just like, shit. Where am I?
I don't know where I am. No, I feel that. I'm the same way with the Ancient Forest. Oh my god. My thing was I always like fell off of the cliffs fighting stuff, and then like just
Oh yeah,
never got
try
back
to
to the
find your
monster
way
in time,
back
and then it
up.
would die.
Toby Nest.
I remember, like, do you guys remember when World first came out and there were YouTubers making compilations all the time of clips, like Twitch streamers, like funny moment clips? I don't know if people are still doing that,
Yes.
but someone was submitting some of my clips to that channel, and I don't know who it was because it was never me, like initially, and then I started submitting a couple. But someone submitted a clip of me. I was playing Sword and Shield, and we were fighting a Rathian in the Ancient Forest, and I'm like doing my little Sword and Shield stuff, and I fell off all the way from the top of the like Ancient Forest down to the bottom, and I was like sitting there like, I fucking hate this map. I fucking hate this map, raging. And then people in the comments were like, why didn't she just not fall? Why did she just not fall off?
What?
Oh gosh, I didn't think of that. I really didn't think of that. I'm so sorry. Like,
Just don't fall, forehead.
Just don't
God, I
fall.
was just attacking the
Don't get
monster, and
hit.
I
I
like
hate that,
freaking
dude.
rolled and fell out. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? God damn.
During a speed run, fighting Tobikadachi in its like little nest area.
Sure.
I got stunned because the thing was just jumping back into a tree, then back down on top, and then back into a tree. I was pissed. It was losing my mind. I'm like, I'm stunned. I can't do anything. And so you know how like the Palico is super helpful and like will come up and hit you out of a stun.
Yeah.
This little shit comes up. I'm stunned. It comes up and it hits me and it knocks me off of the edge of the cliff.
Oh,
I fall underneath
That
the
has got
area,
to be the most
which is just like
thing.
it's just so obnoxious. Like the cat betrayed me. What the hell?
Like, I would have been like, I cannot fucking believe this just happened.
Oh, I
That's
probably
insane.
reset that run. I don't remember what happened after that, but I had choice words for it.
I
Choice.
can
Yeah,
At
imagine.
that point, do you just scrap that run? Like,
Oh yeah. Well,
completely,
so like I'm at the point where if I lose 20 seconds somewhere, I usually reset.
Okay.
I have a like. So in speedrunning, there's this thing called the sum of best. It's like the cumulative best times that you've done on portions of the game. So
Okay.
right now, with cutscene skip and load removal, I have a 2:45:16, 2 hours 45 minutes 16 seconds of in-game time. My sum of best is 2 hours and 38 minutes. So I have, what is that time? It's 8 minutes to save or something like that, right? Or 6 minutes to save. Still. So if I lose like 30 seconds somewhere, I'm usually resetting for that time, right? But I have like huge time saves, all over the place, and I'm just like, I need to play better. I need to play perfect. So I reset, within the first hour all the time. I had a stream the other day. I had 5 resets. Never finished a run.
Wow.
Like, it takes a
That's
lot
gotta
of
be
hours.
so
to carry it,
frustrating.
dude.
Oh,
I respect that.
Yeah, I admire your perseverance.
it
Like that.
it takes a certain mindset and people
Yeah.
around you that you can complain to all the time about it.
Yeah.
If I'm like legitimately like if I feel like I had like a bad like week of streaming, like a bad runs, or like just any time I'm like, man, this just everything sucks.
Yeah.
I have my group of people
Your
that
safety
like,
net.
I'll like message
love
them. I'll be
that.
like, hey,
Yeah.
my week has sucked. Everything's bad. I'm an awful speed runner. And they're like, well, so first of all, you're not. And I'm like, you don't have any proof. No, but it's important. It's like I always, especially for speed running. I mean, like this is the same thing about like streaming, right? Like I think it's important that you have those people that you can reach out to, because like your community you can talk about a lot, but like when it comes like talking about like numbers or like
Yeah.
like your growth and stuff like that, it's a lot harder to talk to your community about that because
yeah.
they directly reflect that. So like
Yep.
having people that you can talk to about that is nice.
Which
Yeah,
I
it's,
heavily encourage
definitely
people.
the wrong place, I feel like, too, right? Because like
It is.
you got to look at it from a perspective of a viewer. They definitely
Yeah.
do not like to feel like their view isn't worth that much to you, or like, and it's not. I like talking to other streamers about. I'm very open and transparent too, Jel. And sometimes it's just nice to know that other people are experiencing the same that you're experiencing. So that's another reason why we do this podcast a lot, because we're very open about it. So that's cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing.
Definitely. And I
Yeah,
absolutely
ever-
encourage. Oh, so I absolutely encourage
Oh no,
people.
I was just gonna say, Skoy, you go first.
Okay, thanks,
Then I'll
Jal.
say my thing.
I
So
appreciate
you
it.
say your thing, and then I'll say my thing. Okay?
That's how
Structure.
conversation works, right? So, oh, okay, all right. So, but I absolutely encourage, like, if you're people that are getting into content creation or really want to get involved in it, to have people or that are also involved around the same field to talk to, because it's something that people are never really going to understand when you're on stream, because they're just there to watch you and they're there to escape from their whatever their realm they're in to watch you and to escape from that and not have like another science around it kind of thing, you know? They want to be entertained. And you're there talking about like, my viewer numbers are low, da 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 da, and they're like, what?
What do you mean? I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah, it'd be like going to work and then complaining to a client that you don't make enough money. Like,
yeah.
They have no control over that. That's just not the person you should be talking to about that. Talk to a coworker about that, right? Complain to a coworker that you aren't making enough money, right? Don't complain to, you know, the person that's just coming in and trying to order a McDouble. Like, you know, they're just the customer.
Yeah,
not anyone that has any. They're just people. They're just people.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Because I always try to say that, like, in my community, right? I mean, I'm very like open, because I don't know about you guys, but like Twitch is exactly that for me, like, or exactly was that for me.
Sure.
Because in college, that's when I really started like watching Twitch. I had to stay a semester back because I was failing classes. Hey, y'all, don't work full time when you go to college. Like, if someone tells you like you don't have to work full time, like, just don't do it. Part-time, great. Full-time, don't do it.
Great advice.
It's awful, because I was working full-time managing a food delivery company in Tallahassee. It was the worst. Anyways,
sure.
It was awful. So I used Twitch as an escape from just the complete and utter bullshit of my life. And because like all my friends graduated, like everyone was gone, everyone left, everyone moved out of Tallahassee. It was just like me and like 2 other people, and it was stressful because if I failed another class, like I was kicked out of school and like I had to change my major. I was like, oh my gosh. So Twitch was a really good just outlet for me to escape that for a moment. Sure. And so when I started streaming, I did it, 1, because I wanted to be able to provide that, you know, space for somebody else too, and 2, for my own mental health. I needed something to do. I was literally playing Monster Hunter World like every day for 7 hours a day after work, like completely unhealthy. So I needed a creative outlet. I needed something to put like my time into, and streaming was perfect.
Yeah.
But I've always had like this like open door policy. Like if someone comes in like having a bad day, talk to me about it, man. They're like, oh, but I don't want to bring down. You ain't gonna bring down the stream. I care, right? Talk to me. If you don't want to talk about it here, DM me, right? Because like everyone needs people to talk to like that, and not everyone has like either their community of friends or people in their life that they can reach out to. And so I just want to make sure that like anyone has that ability to. Right.
It's really nice of you to have that kind of availability.
I mean, yeah, it's and some people have taken advantage of it, not taken advantage of it, but taken use of it, I should say. Right.
I know what you mean in a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Taking the advantage of being able to DM you.
Yeah. And they reach out to me, and like some of those people are like my best friends now, right? Like just people that I talk to on a daily basis. Yeah, and it's not even really like cool. How you doing, friend? Like, are you okay today? It's not ever like that. It's just like, hey man, like, what's up? Like,
jokes.
What you up to today? Yeah. Or it's like, oh hey, like I saw this in Monster Hunter today. They're just friends.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. I love that.
Yeah, because like I needed that when I was in that situation, and now I'm happy that I'm in the spot that I can provide that for somebody else.
Yeah, I've told these guys before as well that like, when I was not streaming and I was working my normal jobs, right? I had a lot of friendships with my coworkers. Like we were like a family, and like whatever job I had, I got really lucky with like coworkers. We all just kind of got along, and like we would do things outside of work to actually vent about our job. And like we all needed that. We all needed that so badly. And then I started streaming, and I lost that until I got asked to do this podcast with these guys, and I kind of realized how much I really, 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 really needed that coworker dynamic with streaming, and it's you guys, and it's other people that mainly Monster Hunter. It's just Monster Hunter streamers I've really grown to love and connect with, and I'm so grateful for all you guys. So yeah, I'm just really glad that I found that coworker dynamic again, and also obviously friendship, but you guys get it. Like we can talk about streaming in a way that is a safe place for us to do that, because you need that. You need to be able to talk about it.
Definitely. Even on streams for me, like sometimes I would have either another streamer or a friend like be in call with me while I stream, because like I've realized that I need someone to bounce off of when I stream, because I felt like, for me at least, my conversations on stream were just mostly me yelling at the monster and then just not really talking about much and then yelling at the monster.
Yeah.
So I think like lately it's been a lot of fun playing with other people and that know about the field kind of thing and they understand.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
No, it definitely helps having other people to bounce off to, off of.
Yes.
Talk
Yeah,
more.
run ideas by, vent to, like ask opinions or advice on like, hey, how do you handle this kind of thing, and do you recommend this? Whatever, you need that for sure. Yeah. I always had that mentality, like I don't need anyone, I'll just handle it myself. Like I don't need, you know. And then like I do need that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Faye. You need that.
Yeah.
For your mental health, I would absolutely recommend it. Yeah. And like doing this has also helped me a lot too. So.
Sure, I believe it. Well, should we end it here? Is this a good place to stop? Any other things that you guys want to chat about? Any other points you guys want to bring up? Anything else you want to ask Jal?
I love answering questions. I love talking about myself.
Let's see. Just what's the quick fun question we can
Every
ask
single
him?
creator on the platform.
I love talking about myself.
Oh my gosh.
Ask me more questions, please.
Please.
Do you have any other plans on speed running any other games in the future?
So that's always the trap with speedrunning.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people don't speedrun games you don't like, because if you don't like playing them, you shouldn't be speedrunning them, because you're just gonna be playing it. So I try not to trick myself into like thinking that I try not to go into a game thinking like I'm gonna speedrun this. Adversely, maybe Stories 2. Because I speedran Stories 1 and that was a lot of fun. It was a unique game, but you know it is very much like another one of those menuing speedruns. Yeah, and so I'm not like a huge fan of that, but I love Stories 1, and Stories 2 seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna play the ever loving. I'm gonna destroy my life on Stories 2, and then start speedrunning it. Because like what's even funnier is like in the speedrunning Discord that we have, there's already people speedrunning the demo, and we're like and we're already like we've already found an out of bounds glitch for the game, so we know how to get into the map. And now we're waiting for the game to come out so we can start going out of bounds in places that we shouldn't, so we can see if it's useful.
Nice.
But I try not to think about speedrunning a game until I've played it a bunch and I enjoy the game enough to speedrun it, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good mentality for sure.
Yeah. I like that a lot. That's good advice.
Because man, I made that mistake with Rise. I just went through almost all the content as fast as possible, and it's like I don't enjoy
burn yourself out on it. Yeah, because like I mean, it's unfortunate to say, but I did that with Stories 1, right? Because I had less than 100 hours playing Stories 1, and I was speedrunning it, and I wasn't even doing the full game speedrun. I was only doing to like the first big fight, right? And it's 2.5 hours. It's like holy shit, you know. And I can't play that game casually anymore because like that's just where I am now. So like the big thing, like speedrunning Monster Hunter individual levels, like just doing a quest speed run, that's like the natural progression of Monster Hunter, right? Is to like do something faster. So you don't, like me personally, if you just like want to like do fast hunts, you're not really like ruining that experience for yourself too much. But like if you're resetting for world record times in like single quests, like it's gonna destroy you for that. Yeah. But what's really nice is that like World is still a game that I can play casually because of like how similar the casual play is to the speed run.
Yeah. Okay. That's
good.
Yeah.
But then like something like A Hat in Time, which is, you know, a 3D platformer, it's all about movement tech and like frame perfect jumps and
totally
frame perfect clipping, like out of bounds glitches.
You can't play that
I can't play that game casually. Like some people asked me the other day, like, you want to play like an online mode? I'm like, no. Because all I'm gonna be thinking about is like speed running.
Only playing it to speed run.
Yeah, that's it.
You're already at the end, and the other person's like, "Wait, I'm coming." It's like you're too slow.
It's just like I don't know, because just speedrunning puts you in like a certain mentality about like being perfect all the time, and you really have to know how to like quell that expectation, especially when you aren't maining that game, right? Like that's how I was with Taiwan for a while. It's like, why am I so bad at this? Like, oh, it's because I'm doing this once a week, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like World's like, why am I so bad at this? It's like, oh, because the game hates me.
Have you ever thought of I know I keep on putting like races and everything, but like have you ever thought of like being in call with someone that's also doing the same speed run, and then you're also like trying to get to the end first, wins kind of thing?
We've done races before.
You done? Nice.
Yeah, we've done races before. So like with World, there really hasn't been that many runners to really do that with.
Oh, okay.
But right now, you know, the community, like World, is getting like a little bit of a resurgence, you know, kind of secular to like my community and some other streamers that have been trying it out. And now with Cutscene Skip mod, it's becoming like a lot more exciting. So I'm hoping more people look at this as something that they can do that's a little more approachable, right? Because, you know, you think of a speed run, some people think like less than an hour because they don't really have that much time.
Mhm.
I think about it this way: pre-Cutscene Skip mod, a run takes me 4 hours to do, and that's optimized. Before Cutscene Skip mod, I had second place with 3 hours and 58 minutes, and first place was 3 hours and 54 minutes.
That's so crazy.
So that was like an incredibly optimized speed run. It's the only other sub 4 hour time right now. Like it's just me and another runner, Moss TKM. Like, that's it. And that was it, you know. But like think about that, like, and like how long a stream is, right? Like I work full time, right? So my 9 to 5, I get home at 6, I eat dinner. I'm not ready to stream until like usually like 7:30, and then I stream for 4 hours. 11:30. Oh, but I had to reset an hour in 12:30.
Yikes.
I was getting one attempt in, and that was it.
Yeah.
Now it's still kind of the same thing. So like I'll do like an hour of practice, and then I'll do a run because I'm trying to like, you know, set up like that block, 4 hour stream, hit a 4 hour stream. But if I reset, like if I do my hour of practice and then I reset twice, what am I doing for the rest of the streams? Like it's the World's not a comfy game to like stream and speed run when you don't have that much time. So it doesn't get a lot of attention, right? But you know, I've thought about doing races. Like we thought about submitting races, but the game itself has been so slow paced pre Cutscene Skip mod, and it still kind of is, because like a lot of just like overworld movement and like running around and talking to people that you don't want to.
Right.
But I love it. I enjoy it. I think it's a great streaming speed run because I get to like turn my brain off while I'm doing mindless routing and talk to chat.
Yeah,
because like I've been doing it for almost 3 years. And it's just secondhand. It's just second nature to me. Like we've been changing some like minor routing, like minor movement. I keep forgetting it because I've been doing it one way for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, oh crap, I lose like 30 seconds there because I didn't do it this way.
Plus you give people a chance to see the game from the beginning to the end, like real quick, you know? That's kind of cool.
It's really funny because like at the beginning of the stream, like, I get someone doing it. It's like, oh, trying it out for the first time. And I start laughing like, yep, it's my first time. The timer starts. I start going. They're like, wow, you killed that Jagras really fast, like in like 30 seconds.
Does your chat go along with it too?
Huh?
Does your chat go along with it too? They're like, yeah, it's first time.
Sometimes.
First time.
Yeah, sometimes.
This is his first stream.
blind playthrough, first time.
Yeah.
No backseating.
I thought about doing that at one point, just like doing an untimed speed run, just putting it up there. I'm like, yeah, first playthrough, blind playthrough, see how many people I could get on that. But it's really funny because like I'll get some people. I had like someone the other day was like, "Are you just using an OP weapon? Like, what's going on?" It's like, game's just easy. Switch axe is just easy, man. I don't know what to tell you. Defender gear is the speedrunning gear. Don't use it.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
You can literally use that gear throughout the entirety of Iceborne.
It's what's really funny is that like before Defender came out, the speedrun was 5.5 hours long, and you didn't know if you were going to finish a speedrun because you needed like high rank RNG to finish out some of your upgrades, and if you just didn't get them, you just weren't keeping up with like a previous time where you did, or like it was going to take like 6 hours instead, and you know you just get one shot by Nergy like constantly. So like runs that don't use defender gear are super sketchy. You still do them, like you can still do them now, and it's just a lot easier because Iceborne changes, like with cloggers and a bunch of other stuff, just made it really more consistent. But then like defender gear, like if you want to know that you can start a speedrun and always finish it, just use defender gear.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Defender gear, defender weapons, easy to upgrade and everything for sure.
Oh yeah, they're guaranteed upgrades. Like I literally tell people all the time, like, should I use defender gear? I'm like, no, absolutely not. If it's your first playthrough, do not use it. It doesn't teach you how to do anything. It's literally the speedrun gear. I'm literally using it to finish the game in under 3 hours. Like, do not use it.
And it's for people that play on a different
like stun
platform.
resist, health boost.
It's all
defense 7
weakness.
The defender gear gives you the Divine Blessing 3 and Health Boost 3 just inherently.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
That is super
alone.
comfy, along with the fact that it has defense equal to like an early high rank set. So like you could just use that throughout the entirety of base game, and it's literally like one of the best defense stats without even upgrading it ever. It's a rarity 6 armor essentially. Nice. But outside of that, the defender weapons are just amazing, right? Because like I don't remember how much you guys remember of pre-Iceborne's meta. It was full Draken, the Final Fantasy gear, and then a defender weapon for like everything. Yeah, you know, and that was every build's like, oh yeah, like here's your set. Like use Teostra Gamma head, then the rest Final Fantasy gear.
Oh man,
and it's really funny because the entire lobby is
use
just
your defender weapon. And that's it. And it's like, and when people go, it's like, wait, is Defender really that good? Like Defender was the best thing in the game, and I get that upgrade at Nergigante. Like I kill Nergigante, I have the best weapon in the game now. Yeah. This is it's speedrun gear.
That is nuts. I don't even know if I have Defender gear. I think I just kind of stopped playing World.
You obviously don't need it anymore. It's like, you know, you have Iceborne, you have Master Rank gear now, right? But like Master Rank, if you just use Defender, you're just speedrunning the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Literally cut off an hour. Like the first time we used it, like me and 2 other runners did it. Ellie and SD Shepherd. We did runs with the Defender gear when it came out, and we're like, yep, this is its own category. This is not fair.
Gosh.
Oh man.
But
all right. Well, I think this is a good place to stop. Jel, it was such a pleasure talking to you, dude. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today and being on the podcast. It was honestly such a good time. Thanks.
Yeah, I've been watching the podcast and some other people on, right? And I've been like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. I want to do it. It's like, someone's like, you want to be on it? I'm like, oh, me. Yes.
That means a lot. And I didn't get the chance to say, bro, I love your shirt and I love your hat.
Yeah. Eat, sleep, wiggle, repeat. And then I got this off of Fan Gamer.
Hell yeah.
I love this stuff.
Oh my God.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Please sponsor me.
Please. Well, happy 4th of July, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
be careful.
Yeah, be safe. Don't get fireworks because they're stupid and dated and they hurt the environment and they scare animals.
They scare dogs
and people. They scare people.
And they're just dumb. So I'm completely judging you if you like fireworks, and I'm just kidding. Seriously.
Oh,
just kidding.
All right, let's end it. Your way out, dude.
Shit.
All right, who's ending?
Bye, everyone.
Is it Brian? Oh,
I'm not ending it.
What?
Someone else end it.
I think Brian's Brian.
Oh, thanks for watching, guys. Happy 4th of July. We love you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching the podcast. What episode are we on?
I think 23, 24.
Welcome to season 2, episode 24.
We're the worst. Welcome. Thank you for watching.
Guys.
Leave a comment.
Thank you.
Share, like, subscribe.
Yes.
Comment. What's a good question?
What game?
What's your favorite game to watch in terms of a speed run? Mine personally is Mario 64.
Mario 64 is a fun one.
That's a good.
Also, guys, go follow JalBagel on Twitch.
And we will have his links in the description below. After you like this video.
Yeah, and share.
Yeah. And retweet.
All right. Let's
What's up,
stop.
guys?
Anything else you want them to do?
Stop.